What is good? What is good? What is good? What is good? It is midday. It is midday. And we trying to learn you something. All right. What is good? What is good? Tim Gates, what's up? Just seems like we were just on here. Like a couple hours ago. It just seemed like we was on here. I was on here late last night, man. What's good? Rakesh, what's good? Taxi Williams Music, what's up? What's good? What's good? Oh man, if you missed the live last night, you know I always have the live replays, so you can go ahead and watch it. You can go ahead and watch the replay from last night. You know what I'm saying? What is good, Ryan? What's good? Okay, just send me the information over my email. I have so many emails I take care of every morning, so don't get lost in the shuffle. What's good? What's the word, man? What's good, M Keys? Big Chief TV, Silver Duck. What's good? What's good? Sweden in the house. What time is over there? It's like 6 hours ahead, right? It's like almost 6 o'clock over there right now in Sweden. Something like that. Last night was dope. It was dope last night. It was dope. I can say that. I can say that. Well, I'm still upgrading the stuff for my MPCs and stuff like that. Oh, it's 7 p.m. Oh, that is right. It's 6 hours ahead. 6 hours ahead. I need to come out there to Sweden, man. I need to come out there. I need to go out there. Check it out. Is it dope out there, man? Like, is the music scene dope? Is it something that I can go out there and probably meet up with a few guys out there? I want to go to Sweden. It's one place I have not been yet. I haven't been to Sweden. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to check it out. Yeah. I'm not really, I don't know. Maybe it could be dope for me, but I haven't tried the force yet. Okay, it's super dope in Sweden? Okay. All right. I might check it out. I think me and my girl might come out there and check it out. You know what I'm saying? Check out some of the studios, see if I can get up with a few people and come out that way. My girl works for Delta, so I think I can make it. Think I can make it. Got to be a direct flight. But yeah, today what I want to talk to you guys about was something that a lot of you guys as musicians need to know. It's a lot of brothers out there. Okay, shoot, cool. My bad, cold heat. My bad. But let me get back on topic. So a lot of you guys ask me, how do you get paid? How do you collect your money? How do you get this? How do you get that? So far as like so far as like your money for your productions and TV placements and movie placements and this and that and songs getting placed and all that stuff. So I want to talk to you guys about that really quick and try to go over there and try to help you guys out in a sense on how to get that. Now, hold on. Hope this thing works good. Oh, they say 5 more seconds. Okay, so I'm almost done. So, number one, and this is what I tell everybody who's producing: you have to not only do research on plugins, research on hardware, research on software, research on programs, but also do research on how to get paid. This is the thing. Everybody does research on everything. Like, it's crazy that I could be talking about the MPCX or the new MPCSC, and then people come back like, well, it has this much RAM, it has this. But then when you ask people how do you get paid, they're like, ASCAP and BMI. No. Like, how can you do research on everything else, but you don't research one of the main things that you need to be researching on? Like, it's crazy. People can pull up specs that nobody can find on and gets mad. You know what I'm saying? Thank you, Silver Duck. But yeah, everybody does that type of research. They'll do research on me. They'll find out what songs I produce. They'll find out where I was at, or they can do research on any other artist or whatever they want. They'll do research on all of that, but they will not research on how to get paid. That is crazy to me. And sometimes I be thinking like, well, maybe, I need to bring up this topic so that y'all can go ahead and actually research stuff like this. Because who wants to be out here making music and their music's being played everywhere and you're not getting paid from it? I understand there's a whole bunch of people out here that say, well, I'm just doing music for fun. It doesn't matter to me. That's BS. Everybody says that until the check doesn't come. Until they see everybody else eating off of your stuff and it doesn't come to you. You know what I'm saying? So for everybody who's saying that they don't really care about how much money they make, I understand that when you're first starting out and you're kind of learning like instruments, you're learning how to produce, you're learning how to do this and learn how to do that. That's one thing. But when everybody else is getting paid around you, you know what I'm saying? Then you're like, oh, they're stealing my money. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you can't sit here and say that you're researching or you really want to do music and you don't sit here and really look at what's going on. Okay? So for everybody who's just not coming on, we're talking about how you guys can get paid. You know what I'm saying? How you guys can get paid and how you guys can get your money. And I'm not going to go too deep into it. I'm just going to give you the outer shell of it so you guys can go and research this since you guys want to research everything else. And if you guys know about this, please, and like in the comment sections, like Paul just did just now, go ahead, please tell these people how to do this. And I'm going to tell you guys as well. Okay? Now, one of the most popular ways of getting paid is, of course, using your performance royalty places like your ASCAP, BMI, CSAC, stuff like that. Most people either have an ASCAP or most people have a BMI. That's basically how this works. They either have an ASCAP or they have a BMI. And then they would make a song, enter that information in, and then hopefully if it gets played on the radio, if it gets played in a public performance, because it's a performance-based type of a royalty, you can get your money from that. Okay? So if they play it like at a concert, or if they play it at certain places and you claim it, then they will go ahead and pay you the scraps that they pay you, because it's basically scraps every time if they're just playing your stuff at a nightclub, like a Joe Schmo's nightclub up the street, you're not going to get paid for that. But if they play it like at certain clubs or certain arenas, they have a playlist and they actually go ahead, or say, for instance, they're playing it on the radio from that club, they have to technically send that stuff in so you guys can collect that. So, yeah, if they play it at the club, you're not going to get, if they play it at the hood club up the street, then you're not going to get none. But if they're like playing it at a nightclub and they're doing like a live feed and you hear your stuff over the radio, you're entitled to those pennies. You know what I'm saying? You're entitled to those pennies, and you need to get those pennies because pennies add up. You know what I'm saying? They add up. So you might make you $1 or $2. You know what I'm saying? But that's what most people think. They think, oh, well, I see on my statement, I see a little YouTube stuff, I see a little iTunes stuff, I see all that. Yeah, I understand that. But that's not the only way to get your money. The other side of it is mechanical publishing side of it, where if somebody streams your stuff on iTunes, or somebody buys it from like iTunes or from any other type of aggregate like that, you're entitled to that, because say, for instance, somebody's playing that stuff, you get a mechanical publishing payment from that. Now, most of the times with mechanical publishing payments, it usually comes through either the label, or you have to assign somebody to collect it for you, or you can get it collected yourself. One of the best places to get it collected from, you know what I'm saying? One of the best places to get it collected from is the music licensing company, the MLC. If you guys do not have somebody that can collect it for you, you guys need to sign up for the MLC. The MLC collects that for you. Okay? They collect that for you. Now, a lot of people talk about the Harry Fox agency. They were the first one to do that, because you still have to register through the Harry Fox, but now it's the MLC that handles that collection, that money payment process for you. It's very easy. You can sign up on there, and they pay you the same way as just like ASCAP, BMI. It's every quarterly, and that way you can get your mechanical licensing. I would still go and use the Harry Fox agency because I want to have all my grounds covered. Still register your stuff. Still get in there with the Harry Fox agency to find out if somebody's using your stuff, find out what's going on, and still go ahead and sign up with the MLC. It's fairly new. A lot of people still do not know about it, but it's something that is very good for all of you guys to get started with. So please go to the MLC, sign up. You know what I'm saying? Sign up for that MLC, start collecting on your chemical. Okay. Now, say for instance, if you guys want to sign up with like a publishing company, like Song Trust, or even DistroKid has a publishing company, or something like that. If you're using that, then what they're going to do is they're going to take your publishing side. You know what I'm saying? Because you have two sides to this situation. Okay, you have two you have two sides. When you sign up for this, you sign up as a writer and you sign up as a publisher. And I've talked about this before. BStars, yes, they do have it as well. BStars has it as well. They have a thing through Sony, and they work as a like an aggregate with you and Sony. So yes, you can do it through BeatStars as well. But a lot of times you can just when you sign up, like say for instance ASCAP or BMI, you sign up as a writer, and then a lot of times you guys don't even sign up as a publisher because y'all don't want to pay the extra money, or you know what I'm saying, y'all don't want to pay the extra money, or you guys don't have the bread to go ahead and get the publisher side. Well, you're missing out on half your money if you don't sign up from that publisher side, number one. Okay, because they do, ASCAP and BMI does collect on your publisher side, but it's a lot of other stuff that sometimes it's sent to you. Sometimes they might, your song might get in a TV show or a movie and they need to get in contact with you. A lot of times I tell people to sign up with a publisher like Song Trust, is it distro, not DistroKid, it's TuneCore has one. TuneCore has one. A lot of places have it. United Masters has it. BeatStars has it. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people have it to where you can sign up and they'll collect your publishing side, your publisher side. So you would still get your money through your ASCAP and stuff like that, but the publisher side will be collected through them. There's a lot of times if anything comes through, you sign the agreement, they'll take care of looking over all the paperwork, make sure everything looks good, and they'll collect the money for you because they'll try to get you the highest rate. Me, I'm signed to Warner Chappell. I've been signed to Warner Chappell since 2015, and they've been doing a good job, so there's no reason why I need to leave, you know what I'm saying? So they're taking 15%, which is about the average. And that's actually very good considering that you don't have to have an extra lawyer looking over your stuff. They have lawyers and they try, whoever you sign with, they try to get you the max amount of money because they have to make money as well. That's the beauty of dealing with publishing companies and really good ones and the big ones, because they're going to try to maximize. And if you're dealing with somebody who is a really big publishing company like me, who I was with TuneCore at first, then I switched over to Warner Chappell, which TuneCore did a great job. TuneCore did an excellent job. One excellent job for me right now because I did an admin deal. I didn't do a pub deal. I just did an admin deal where they just collect for me. I don't have to go out. I do have a lawyer now. Let's get understood. Before I signed my deal with Warner Chappell, they sent over an agreement. I had my lawyer look over everything. Everything looked great. And then we signed that deal. And then from that point now is when anything comes through, they have either their sync department or they have this department, that department look over everything. They send me the notes on, okay, this is how much you're getting paid. This is what we negotiated. Do you agree on this? And I say, and I either like text back. A lot of times they send it through my email and I hit it back like I approve or I don't approve. Most of the time I approve because they usually get me the highest rate. You know what I'm saying? So that's the way I get it. Oh, the voice is off a little bit. Yeah, I'm on my cell phone right now. So I got some stuff going on my computer right now. So I'm actually doing everything on my cell phone because I'm actually downloading some stuff. And everybody that's on here right now, y'all please go ahead and hit that like button. Even my voice is off a little bit. But just listen, close your eyes and just listen. Close your eyes and just listen because I'm actually giving up a lot of good information so you guys can get it. So I don't want to go too deep in that, but I would advise everybody to if you're doing ASCAP or BMI, just don't be a writer, be a publisher as well. Because if you don't claim that money in enough time, then that money is going to go to other places. So try to get as much as possible. Please hit that like button, you guys. Please hit that like button. Let's get a few more people on here. If not, then you can watch the stream later on. Another thing is, yeah, go ahead and get a publisher side. Don't just get a writer side, get a publisher side. Another thing you need to do, sound exchange. Sound exchange. They collect on your digital stuff as well. Go ahead and get a sound exchange. Yeah, and yeah, Song Trust is good too. Song Trust is good. They're a publishing company that collects for you. They have a publishing company. Try either TuneCore has a good one. They do really good. United Masters does really good. BeatStars has one. Song Trust. There's a lot of good ones that you guys can use that can collect your mechanicals when you have a big song and stuff out, because you do not want to miss out on that. When you get movie placements and stuff like that, they'll negotiate your rate. They'll do all that stuff that a lot of you guys do not know. Even though y'all do research on everything else, this is stuff that a lot of you guys don't know. So that's one thing that you need. Now, Sound Exchange, they collect your digital money and stuff like that as well. I'm with Sound Exchange, and I'm with them. My other records that I had. What about Landar? I don't really know too much about Landar and all that stuff like that. Landar is like an aggregate where you can upload your music and stuff like that. Song. If you put out your own song, yes, Landar and them, they do collect your mechanicals and stuff like that. Yes, that is true. However, if your song was placed in a movie, a TV commercial, or whatever, then there's a lot of other stuff that needs to be collected. Okay. So they're going to send you stuff like agreements and stuff like that. And a lot of times, let's just be honest, them agreements be long as hell. We really don't know what they're really saying like that unless we're like a super duper English major or a lawyer. So we want to have somebody else look over that is more versed in that type of stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah, you heard it. Yeah, it was on the Amazon Prime series. They play it all the time, and I get paid for it every time they play it. So, yeah. Yeah, so it was on that Amazon Prime series, and I had to approve that. So, yeah, so that's what you need. So definitely get ASCAP or BMI, get a writer and publisher side on that. Get you either sign up with the MLC or sign up with the Hair Fox Agency. Also, if you don't have a publisher, or find you a publishing company, get that, and get a sound exchange as well. Okay, get you a sound exchange as well, and that will help you out to where you can collect everything, because you only get paid so many times out of the year. Like if you're dealing with a record company, your mechanical check will come from the record company. So if I made a beat for an artist that's signed to Universal or Capitol or somebody like that, what happens is once everything is paid off and paid up from record one, I start seeing my mechanical checks from there, other than my advance that I get from them. So they'll start paying me once the artist gets done paying back everything that they do. That's why you see a lot of people like, and I never got my check from the record company, because a lot of times the artists are still in the red. They never hit the green. That's why I like to deal with a lot of independent artists, because once everything is pretty much done, you can start seeing the money come through from that point. But when you're dealing with a label like that, you can go through that. Please explain production points. Now, production points, look at it very simply, okay? Production points is basically a penny. So if you hear about 3 points, it's basically 3 cents. That's how that pretty much works, okay? Most people get 3 points on a track. Some people get 5. Some people get 6, depending on what they do. But the average is 3 points, okay? How much you made off the Whippin' Nae Nae song? I'm not going to tell you guys that. Let's just say I made a good little bit, and I'm very happy. And I get to sit around here and live like a retiree at the age of 43. Let's just say that. I'm very good. I'm very good. Very good. I get nice publishing checks. Thank you. I made a lot of kids happy. Thank you. Still making a lot of people happy. We're still doing over 1.5 million plays a week on YouTube. So that's like 5, 6 million a month. You know what I'm saying? Just on YouTube and not even including everything else. So the streaming is still streaming very good. And we're having a good time. Yeah, I seen a good little bit. Seen a good little bit of money. And with TV Sync, I had some movie placement stuff like that, so it's good. And I got other beats that did very well, you know what I'm saying, and stuff like that. So it's good. Yes, yes, you still got to get a Songs Trust. Get Song Trust, or you need to collect that mechanical side with the MLC. Yeah, still get a Song Trust. I would say still get a Song Trust or get somebody to collect that for you. I definitely do that. Definitely do that. Yeah. So basically, you only get paid like a couple times out the year. Like from the record companies, I only get paid twice out the year. We're gonna get the taxes too. I only get paid twice out the year from the record companies. I get paid twice out the year. You know what I'm saying? And that's it. And they send me that money, and and I get it. And a lot of times with the record company money, I just kind of hold that like in a savings or something like that because you know what I'm saying? It's good money. So it's cool. With that, it's a cool ordeal. Um, what else? So and then everything else you get paid. You get paid. I get paid 4 times out the year with everything else. So yeah, basically I have 6 paydays. You know what I'm saying? 6 paydays. What is sync? Synchronization, sync licensing. So that's basically like if you get your song in a TV or a movie or something like that, and you get your song like in the background of a movie. That's kind of like that's what synchronization. Synchronization means they sync your song to a certain part of the TV show. That's where sync comes from. But it just means that. Th- thank you so much, A Major. Singer, yeah, that's what it means by sync. They're syncing your song to that movie or commercial or whatever. That's what synchronization means. Okay, but in all actuality, it means that you got your song placed in that. You know what I'm saying? How do you book your studio? I really don't book it out to many people like that because I'm not really there, and you know what I'm saying. I don't book it out. But if you're in town, just call me and I might can make something work. It's just a small production studio that I have that just fits me good, and I just have it so I can get out of the house a little bit of time. Sync, does it include video games? Yeah, it includes video games and stuff like that as well. A lot of times, video games will pay you up front. So instead of getting a sync, they'll just do like a payout. And some of the payouts is cool. Some of the payouts are a little low. Um, I even had a payout on the Bad Girls Club where they were trying to pay us $750 for everybody, and that was it, $750. But I went ahead and did it either way because it was on a smaller record. I did it either way because just having that song being played on there, it generated more money for the record. Is it? It's very hard to do that. Very hard to do it. Very hard. You you would have to because these are marketing research companies that to collect all that stuff on your own is very hard. These are you would have to hire a marketing research company to go and get in contact with all these organizations and all these places that are getting paid, this that whatever. It is very hard, and you end up spending more money than you make. You would spend up a gang of more money than what you would make. So it's just best to just sign up with them and let them collect the little bit of money that they collect, and you can just go ahead and get paid. Like I wouldn't even try to even do all that. The best thing to do is hire somebody to do the work for you so you can just be creative. That's the best thing you could do. That's the best thing you can do. And just hire somebody else so you can just stay creative. I have no problem giving up 15, 20% to somebody who is collecting my stuff and I ain't got to do nothing but just sign off and say I approve or I look over the paperwork or even my lawyer. If my lawyer needs to get something, it's cool. Could you make a living off of content? Yeah, you could. You could make a living, but you're steadily going to have to be in the rat race with that. And I'm actually going to make a video, like a long form video on YouTube about drum kits and what are really drum kits. which we all know drum kits ain't nothing but recycled sounds, but but what makes a drum kit good? You know what I'm saying? Thank you so much, Real Dean. Thank you for dropping the $10, man. Thank you. Thank you so much for putting that in the collection plate, man. The Bolo congregation always comes through. Yeah, if you guys want to donate, man, y'all go ahead and donate if you feel like I'm saying something that's worth something. You know what I'm saying? How you feel about CD Baby? It's cool. It's just like any other aggregate. You know what I'm saying? I remember when CD Baby used to be the place where you used to get your CDs pressed up. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, drum kits, you know, you can sell that and make a living, but you're going to be in a rat race with that because you're going to have to come out with something new. You have to come out with something innovative. And, you know, you really have to continue to keep making stuff like that. You have to continue to keep making products. And then once you run out of a product, people switch up so fast because there's so much stuff out here now. So yeah, you have to keep it up. Like me, I have drum kits, but I usually take a long time to release my drum kits because I want to make sure I have the best drum kits because drum kits are basically all about taste. It's not it's all this, it's pretty much all the same sounds. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty much all the same sounds, but sometimes people may EQ it a little differently, or they might add some saturation to it, or they might put a little this on it or that. You know what I'm saying? So it's all kind of the same stuff. You know what I'm saying? But a good drum kit just has a lot of good sounds in it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's, you know, that's pretty much how, you know what I'm saying, that works. So you can make a living off of it, but you're competing with a lot of people with that. And I'm going to talk about, you know, video about just drum kits, period, because there's so many. And people ask me like, what's about your drum kits, just whatever. It's just the sounds, it's the taste. It's faster, so you don't have to be searching and digging through a whole bunch of sounds. That's why some people are like, oh, that drum kit right there is fire. They have all the fire kicks, or they have all the fire snares, or they have all the fire this, that, whatever. So you can, if you put together a good drum kit and promote it, yeah, you can. But you got to spend some money promoting it, and you got to do what you need. Song Trust and Sound Exchange is not the same type of ordeal. No, Song Trust collects. They collect your publishing side of it. They collect your publishing side. Like your mechanical publishing side, TV sync stuff like that. Like they'll basically take over your ASCAP or BMI publishing, and then what they'll do is they'll collect on all of that stuff right there. They'll collect on that. Sound, that's Sound Trust. Sound Exchange, they collect like on digital streams and stuff like that from different places. It's still kind of like a company that I understand, but I don't kind of really understand. But I just know they collect a lot of like digital streams from like digital places, like online. They collect for you on that, and I made a good little grip of money on that. So that's actually a really good place. I made a grip of. I remember I was on the way to Paris one time with my ex, and shoot, that money hit my account when I was about to get on the flight, and I was like, whoa. I was like, oh, we gonna have a good time out here. So yeah, but that's what that's it. But the crazy part about it is producers cannot collect on Sound Exchange unless they get a piece of the artist side. That's the only thing I don't like about Sound Exchange. You have to get a letter of direction from the artist to basically collect your money off of Sound Exchange. So if you are, I'm gonna talk about DistroKid. If you are just a producer, is you have to get an agreement for the artist to relinquish some of his money from Sound Exchange, which most of them do. Some of them don't. But if you're your own producer, your own artist, then you can go ahead and sign up and have your money being collected off of Sound Exchange. So yeah, they're two totally different companies. I would say sign up to both of them. Okay. Another thing you guys need, if you're putting out your own stuff, I keep forgetting about this. Get your ISRC codes. Get your own codes. Don't use the ISRCs that DistroKid, CD Baby, all these people use. That's their ISRC codes. And if a song gets big, next you know, you look on the credits, you're gonna see DistroKid, CD Baby / your production company / your record company. you want to get your own ISRC codes. Okay, go ahead and get that. Um, I think it's isrc.gov or something like that, but ISRC codes. Go and look that up. Go and look that up. What's a letter of direction? It's called a letter of direction. It's called an LOD. Okay, it basically means that you make an agreement. Say, for instance, an artist gets paid. Say, for instance, the artist is going to get paid. A letter of direction. You will type up a letter of direction saying, "Hey, whenever this," I'm just breaking this down really quickly. It basically says, "Hey, whenever this artist gets paid, I get X amount of a percentage." And then what happens is that letter of direction gets sent to all of the companies so that when that artist gets paid, you get your money. Now, if you're in a record company and you're the producer, they already have the information. But to places like Sound Exchange, you would have to send a letter of direction directly to them to saying, hey, when this artist gets paid, I get 15%, 20%, 30%, or I get this much of that. Okay. And a lot of times they do it in uh, record companies. I've had a letter of direction a few times with record companies. Y'all hit that like button because I'm giving you guys some serious stuff right here. Um, where do publish or poster work? Okay, I'm getting to that because I got to get off here in a minute. But and we might resume this later, a little bit later on. But yeah, I've done it with record companies a few times where I might have worked with the artist, and just for me to not just get my publishing side, I wanted a piece of the deal. So what I would do is, in order for the artist to, because a lot of times these record companies, they'll be like, oh, we need to get the beat. And then the artist, you might have been working with the artist, and then the artist will be like, oh, I got the deal by myself. I did everything by myself. You sitting there looking like, huh? And then the whole time the record company's like, yo, we need to get that beat from you, because really the record companies don't care about the artist, they care about the song. So they're gonna need to get the beat, they're gonna need to get everything to make sure everything is legit. And what I do a lot of times is, if I'm working for an artist and I feel like they're not gonna do right, thank you so much, DJ88. If I feel like the artist is not going to do right, what I do is I'll make sure that I protect myself, and I get a letter of direction. I tell my lawyer, oh, before we do this deal, I want a piece of the deal. And it doesn't mean that I want to be signed into the deal. I just want to make sure I get a piece of the deal. So we're going before we send this beat and all this stuff out, we're going to send a letter of direction. So whatever the artist makes in this deal, after everything is being recouped or whatever, if the artist gets an advance, if they get anything else, we get a piece of everything. And so I would send a letter of direction like that. That way, it ain't gonna be no low balling. It ain't gonna be nothing else. You know what I'm saying? Just strictly like that. So a lot of situations I will do a letter of direction. If, say, for instance, I came with an artist and at the last second, once they get a deal, they're like, oh, we want to do this by ourselves. Okay, you can do it by yourself. You know what I'm saying? You can do it by yourself. But shoot, uh, I need to get my money. So I'm not only gonna get my producer money, I'm gonna send this letter of direction and I'm gonna get a piece of the deal, but I'm not even gonna be signing to the deal. So that's cool. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it happens a lot. It happens a lot where you have an artist and a producer come up together, turns around, and then soon as the label starts talking to the artist, the artist just forgets. Um, oh, what's the average percentage? It's whatever percentage you want to have. My bad, She Banks. It's whatever you want. Most of the time, it's kind of like a production deal. Like when you do a production deal with an artist, you usually take between 20 and 25% of that deal. The artist still wins. The artist is still gonna win, but you don't have to go through all the scrutiny. You can just be in the background and just collect. But on all of my letter directions, I've always done 30%. I've always got 30% of the deal. So whenever the advance came through, I don't care if the artist made $100,000 or $1,000,000. When that advance came through, I got 30% of that. You know what I'm saying? And then I would go from that point, and then whenever the artist got paid, I got paid 30% of what the artist got paid on top of my how to protect yourself, because if you do not protect yourself, you know what I'm saying, you'll wreck yourself. Okay, so that's what I did. And I have a really good lawyer who takes care of stuff like that for me. And you know, while the lawyers are being all specific with each other, me and the artists are still working. And if the artist feels some type of way, if they got a deal and I'm holding up the process, they might, well, you're holding up the whole process. We can't get the song out. I'm like, okay, I understand that. But until we sign this information, it is what it is. Thank you guys so much for donating, man. Appreciate it, man. I appreciate that. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you, everybody, for donating, man. Appreciate that. Should you get a manager as a producer? I don't know. That's for a whole other topic. And I'm gonna be totally honest with you guys. I've never had a manager, and I made tons of money. Never had a manager. I got people who work with me. Like I got a homeboy, like a business partner, but I've never had no manager. Yeah. Thank you, Shebane. Yeah, I figured that out about, you know what I did? With the new update on MP, all you have to do is just go in and format it inside of the MP. Don't format it outside the MPC. So it works fine. I got everything to work. So I'm going to do a Twitch video with the new formatted drive with, you know, with me making beats. So I'm gonna do a Twitch video tomorrow, and I'm gonna be live on Twitch tomorrow for a couple hours just making beats. So yeah, I got everything formatted. Thank you about that with the EFAT, EX, whatever, you know, all that stuff. But yeah, so yeah, it's a lot of stuff to learn, and this is what I was saying before. With all of you guys out here who research everything, you guys know about everything. Y'all guys know when stuff is about to come out. You guys know about the new specs in the computers. You guys know about the new drum kits. You guys know about all this stuff, but nobody researches how to get paid. And like really research that. And it's right there online on the internet. It's there. It's all on YouTube. It's some videos that I've seen that are totally off. I've seen videos who've done, it was one guy who did a video about me and the whole Silento situation. And basically he just took all the articles and he watched some videos of me and just took all that. And he had some information that wasn't right. It was some stuff that's like wrong. And I see a lot of people saying stuff online about how to get paid. And a lot of that stuff is wrong. Wrong. They read something and they think it's like that. It's wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like it's really wrong. So like it's a lot of stuff out here that's is basically misinformation from people who have never been in a record company situation. Like you cannot take advice from anybody who has not been signed in a record deal or have ever dealt with record companies, who have not had a hit record. It's very hard to listen to them to tell you that stuff, and they have never had a placement or never had like a hit record, because they're going to give you information that they heard of rather than what they know. Like there's more to it, to all of this stuff, when you're dealing with a record company. In a sense, there's way more to it because there's other factors that are involved with this. You know what I'm saying? Okay, and a lot of people talk about advances and stuff like that. I'm gonna be totally honest with you. If I'm working with the artist and me and that artist are together and we kind of see eye to eye, and I know I'm going to be a part of this deal, and I know that I'm going to I'm going to get a piece of the deal already, I have never asked for an advance, but I think maybe 2 times in my career I asked for an advance. No, 3. It was 3 times. Because I didn't really know the artist. It was through the record company and they sent me an advance. That's 3 times. Other than that, every other record I've ever done, I've never asked for advance on, unless it was a remix and there was an artist advance with that. That's the only time. So you should always, if you don't really know these people, you don't really know if the artist is going to make that much, go ahead and get your money up front if you can, but don't expect a lot. A lot of you people thinking that I'm going to ask for a $50,000 and $100,000 advance on my first beat. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Irene, it out. I can't see it. Went so fast. I'm on my phone. But thank you so much for that, man. Appreciate it. Like, you Can't ask for no huge advance and you're just getting started in your career. It's not gonna happen. Yeah, so if you want to get in advance, try to get it. My homeboy did some stuff for Love Records last year when he first started everything out. I haven't dealt with it, so I don't know. But a lot of times you just need to stay protected and stay covered because this is a situation where it's a little bit different with that. I don't know. And I don't really know how much to ask for, how much you need. That's the thing, because if you feel like that song is going to be big, then you don't need to ask much. But if you feel like it's not going to be as bad, you know, then you might want to get a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of those things where you it's best to get with a lawyer. And I tell people this all the time: get with a lawyer. And I know there's a lot of places out here that saying, well, we can do this AI stuff and stuff like that, which I talked to a few people and they have some dope stuff. But when it comes to advances, the best thing to do is get with a lawyer who other lawyers know. That way they can have their conversations and do their thing. Because this is the thing. Lawyers act like they hate each other until 5 p.m. And then after 5 p.m., once everything is shut down, they go grab drinks with each other, or they get on the phone, they talk about the whole situation. They could be fighting like cats and dogs in that law room, in the courtroom. And then as soon as that courtroom is over with that for that day, they right there grabbing drinks with each other. So the best thing to do is get you a lawyer that is known, somebody who has done this. So you don't even have to ask yourself, you have to ask like what it is. Your lawyer will probably know the lawyer from the other side. And they be like, hey, listen, let's just get this man an advance. How much y'all willing to go? Okay, all right. I'll let him know and see if he's cool with that. Boom. That's the best way to do it. That's the best way to do it, to get in advance, is to have a good lawyer. And some people like, how much are lawyers? A lot of times the retainer for lawyers, depending on what work they have to do. So if they're first starting out, if you need some contracts and need some stuff like that, it's going to be a couple $100. Now, if you're trying to get a nice advancement and stuff like that and get all your contracts, it might be a couple thousand. It might be $1,500, $2,000 just for a retainer. Or the lawyer might take a percentage. You know what I'm saying? Or the lawyer might say, well, you got to pay me 5% or something like that, which you could do that too. But, a lot of people say, well, I'm only getting 2,500, so I don't want to get a lawyer because the lawyer is going to charge me 1,500, and that's only leaves me with 1,000. That's $1,000 that you didn't have. And then that extra money is going to protect you in the long run. That's why you see a lot of people get fucked over in the long run, because they're trying to be so cheap in the beginning, and trying to save $1,500 might cost them $1.5 million. You know what I'm saying? And then a lot of times with these bigger lawyers, if you're good enough, they might have clients that are really big too, and them lawyers be like, hey, I got this client, he needs some beats or whatever, I'm gonna send it over to my client. I think y'all be a good fit. So, or find somebody who's decent that can read paperwork real good and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? It's just, but find you a good entertainment lawyer, and a lot of times find you an entertainment lawyer where the entertainment is at. Like, a lot of people get entertainment lawyers that are small entertainment lawyers from these smaller cities. Like, I would recommend, if you get an entertainment lawyer, try to get one from like Atlanta, Miami, New York, LA, places like that where the entertainment is going on. Houston, stuff like that. Nashville, places like that. You know what I'm saying? Places like that. You want to be able to get a lawyer like that. And there's a ton of lawyers like here in Atlanta that are the big ones. Like my lawyer, he's one of the bigger ones. You got some smaller lawyers, but they all kind of know each other and they all kind of know the game. You want to get an entertainment lawyer in an entertainment city. Okay? So that's one thing that you want to do. Houston, you can, because Houston has done enough deals to where they have a big enough scene, and Dallas too. They have a big enough scene to where they have lawyers that can handle that. Houston can handle it. They I believe they can handle it. I don't know one per se, but I think they should. They should, because just the amount of rappers and stuff there. What you can do is you can research who these rappers' lawyers are, and then call up the firm, tell them what you need to do, and you can talk to them. You know what I'm saying? What's good, Jersey? What's good? Snake City. God dog. It's like that in every city, man. city. Everything done on here, but I just wanted to just talk to you guys about that. Make sure you got a publishing company that can collect for you on your behalf. Look, research that. You know, I'm with Warner Chapel. They have some stuff for BeatStars. You have Songs Trust. You have United Masters does a lot. They collect on just about everything. So United Masters is really good collect on all that stuff. And somebody asked me about core and stuff like that. TuneCore is just an aggregate. You just pay your money to get it put on iTunes, Spotify, and all that stuff like that. And they collect your mechanicals. They collect it for you. But you know, iTunes, whatever, they take 30%. A lot of these places take 30%. So like I was saying last night, nobody is really in a full, like if you put your stuff online, you're not fully independent because they're taking 30% away. You know what I'm saying? It's just that the TuneCore or whatever, or, you know, or all these other places, DistroKid and all these other places, they just pay you the money directly that they already take out. You know what I'm saying? So, so they're just an aggregate. They just put your stuff online. TuneCore they have a publishing department that you pay like a one-time fee and they take care of everything for you. And they do a really good job with that too. They did a really good job. They got me on a few TV series at South Park, Simpsons, a few other stuff like that back in the day. So what's the most producer you had to spend on one project? 2. That's the most. 2. Well, no, actually 3 this time. 3. And it was just because we had a guitar player come in and the engineer wanted a guitar player come in and he got his piece, but 2. That's the most I've ever did. I've never did no more than 2. And 90% of the time it was just me. Probably 98% of the times it was just me by myself. I don't do the whole like 5 or 6 producers on one track. Like if I have to, it's cool. But I've never been in that situation yet. And I'm almost thinking I'm probably end up going to be in that situation, but I'm still kind of old school with mine in a sense. So I try to do mine a little old school and just try to stay on point with that. At what point? Have it done now. Have all your stuff done now. At what point? You need to have all your stuff done now. Everything. You know what I'm saying? Everything. Have everything done now. With your ASCAP or BMI, become a writer and a publisher. Because if you don't have the publishing side done, you're missing out on half your money on that. Get signed with a publishing company or something like that. Sign up with the MLC if you don't have a publishing company, Harry Fox Agency, and Sound Exchange. So you guys can collect everything. Okay? Thank you, Soldier P. Beats. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Man, I really appreciate that. So you don't do like Kanye and have 10 producers. Kanye can do that because he's an artist. So he's going to make his money off of touring and everything else. You know what I'm saying? He's doing music as art right now. So he's going to try to find the best of the best and put them all in a room and make, because at the end of the day, he's still writing all this stuff. He's still putting all that stuff together. And he's outsourcing a lot. But this is the thing. And this is really for like another whole live, which I might do tomorrow. But this is the thing. Beyonce doesn't write all her music. A lot of times she'll get Dream or she'll get other writers and stuff. Rihanna doesn't write her music. You know what I'm saying? She gets producers. So she gets a smaller, so that big portion of publishing that's out there is now smaller because they don't do all of the work. But this is the thing. They get the best records. And then they tour the most because they make good songs because they get the best of the best of the best to put those records together. So I tell the people this a lot of times. Yeah, you can skim off of saying, well, I could do everything myself. But you can, but then 100% of, you can either, let's put it like this. Everybody knows the saying. I would rather get 10% of $1 billion than 100% of $1 million. I'm going to say this again. I would rather get 10% of $1 billion than 100% of $1 million. So think of it in that way. You got to think some of the people that own these huge corporations only own 1 to 5% of the corporations, but they're billionaires because they outsource everything else and they get the best of the best to run that company. So if you got to have 5 or 6 producers on the track to get that track placed, I would rather get money with 5 or 6 producers than to not get nothing by myself. That's for a whole nother topic. That's for a whole nother topic. You know what I'm saying? That's a whole nother topic. Yeah, that's 100 million. That's a whole nother topic. But I hope this video was informative to you guys. If you guys came on here late, you guys, I put all the, I do all of my lives where you can rewatch them. You know what I'm saying? I do all of my lives as I rewatch them. So you guys can rewatch them and learn and soak up the game. And I just try to help you guys as much as I can because I went through a lot. I ain't gonna lie. I really came up like I spent a lot of money to get where I'm at. I did a lot of good moves, bad moves. I did a lot. Am I the best producer in the world? Hell no. Like some of you guys, like people like She Bangs is a way better producer than me. If y'all don't know who She Bangs is, she's on here right now. Y'all need to go to her site and listen to her beats. Incredible. Fat Boy on the track. A lot of these people that are on here, a lot of y'all are on here are way better producers. Way better producers than me. Okay? But I just have the experience of doing this. So that's why I always find my way into a song or an album or something. Like I just got on Lecrae's album. My name is on Lecrae's album. You know what I'm saying? So I just have the experience. It's kind of like what happened with Golden State and Sacramento last night. Even though Sacramento is a younger, faster team, they're younger, they have that youth, and they're really physically a better team. But Golden State might be an older team, even though Clay was having an off night. The experience is what got them through that game, the championship experience. So that's why I can always, I never really fret when I see a whole bunch of new producers popping up and all this stuff like that. I don't really care. Because my experience will get me in certain places that some of these guys won't. Experience is, yes, that's right. That's right. Experience, definitive one. Experience is no joke. So understand that with my experiences with stuff, I can make better decisions of what I want to do. It's a lot of artists send me stuff. I don't jump to it no more. A lot of producers send me stuff. I don't jump. A lot of companies that send me stuff, I don't jump to it no more because I know a lot of times it's just some BS. I get, like even with YouTube, I get software plugin companies sending me all this stuff and I check it out. If I don't like it, then my experience tells me not to make a video on it. My experience tells me to make better content, that stuff that will relate to you guys. You know what I'm saying? That's what my experience tells me. So with everybody out here, if you have somebody that has went through it, like a lot of people talk about people like, they say stuff about certain, okay. And I'm going to get to all that. But we're talking about, I'm going to get to all that. I'm going to get to all that about becoming a producer at my age and starting out now. And, I'm going to talk about that on more lives. If y'all support me on these lives, I will continue to keep doing these lives, okay? Yeah, the congregation regulars ain't no chumps. Y'all, hey, one thing about the congregation, the Bolo congregation over here, we got some hella producers over here, for real. But I do want to say this. People, like, when they think of a lot of music execs, they say, oh, that person's bad, that person's this, that person's that person's this. You got to understand their story first before you think about that, because artists are always going to get mad. Artists are always going to change. People in the music industry are always going to change because they're going to feel some type of way, because when they get that little bit of fame, they feel like they own everything. And they say, oh, that person's bad. He did me wrong. This person did it. They stole money from me. Ain't nobody stole. And probably 98% of those situations, ain't nobody stole no money from nothing. They signed a deal trying to be cheap or doing whatever. They got into a situation they didn't understand. That's what happens. Like with all these artists, oh man, they took my the record label took my money. They took my money. They took my money. They took my money. But nobody says nothing when the record label pays for the flight. Nobody says nothing when you go out to these award shows and record labels spend thousands of dollars on the whole award show backdrop and all the people and the dancers and all that stuff. Nobody says that when the award show pays for the outfit. Nobody says that when the award show sends you on record runs and they have to spend all this money to get your record being spent and all this stuff and millions of dollars on just trying to break you as an artist. But you still get your publishing check. But then you get mad because the record label is like, well, you're not in the green right now. And yes, you have to do audits sometimes because if you have a really big record and you really don't have nothing else going on, I'm pretty sure that the record label made their money. But yeah, sometimes you have to go through that. But a lot of times you're in the red. These artists are in the red. If the record label spent $2.5 million to get you started and you only made 2.6, and then now you want to put out another album, which that's going to cost them another 2, but they know they're going to make the money back at some point, you're going to be in the red for a long time. Now, I would say for our artists to still do, make sure you still go out and you might have to go and check your paperwork and hey, I think I got some money owed to me. You might have to do a little audit. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, a lot of times they are in the red. And then they'll eventually come out the green. But I'll tell you this, the record label ain't going to tell you that. They're going to try to keep that money in their bank to collect their interest as much as possible. They're going to be like, oh, you know what? Yeah, you did have some money we owed you. Let me go ahead and get that for you. It's going to take about 3 more months. You know what I'm saying? Go holler at your lawyer real quick. Hey, you need anything from us? You need another record? We'll give you some more money for another record. Stuff like that. But but we can talk about that stuff later on. But if you guys wanted, if you guys are coming in late, I'm about to shut it down because I got to go handle some business. But yes, get your affairs in order so you guys can get paid correctly and do the research on that. Just don't research what the MPCX SE can do or what this plugin can do or what the specs this computer can do or how that artist get on. Learn how to do research for you to get paid. Do research for you to get paid, okay? All those hours of research y'all do on everything else, you know what I'm saying? Do your research to get paid, okay? Now, if you guys want to see me make beats, make sure you guys follow me on Twitch, you know what I'm saying? Bolo the Producer, Twitch TV, which all that stuff is going to be linked in the description so you guys can go ahead and follow me on Twitch, follow me on Discord, follow me on all that stuff. I'm going to be on here doing these type of videos. I'm going to be on Twitch doing cook-up videos, which you can go watch some of the cook-up videos, which I really go in. I made like 10 beats in 2 days. Follow me on Twitch, you guys. Subscribe to me on Twitch. I will be on there tomorrow probably this time during the day, just cooking up. And yeah, let's get that community big. After 500 followers and 30 subscribers, I'm going to give away some stuff. And make sure if you guys need some equipment, go to my link, click that link in the description, go to zounds.com. That way you can get you some equipment with no credit or background check on a lot of the items. It's not all of the items, but a lot of the items you can go ahead and get it with no credit or background check. So click that link if you're trying to find something today. And it'll come to you in 2 days. You can just pay it off over time. And y'all go ahead and get my drum kits. They're very cheap and they're very dope. My new drum kit is coming together. I'm going to wait. I said I was going to do it after NAMM, but there was a few sounds I didn't like. I want to switch these out and make sure I give you guys a good, solid drum kit. Okay? And I'm going to do a special for like all the drum kits in one packet. So if you want to if you don't have all my kits, you can get everything in one packet. Okay? So I appreciate you guys coming on. If you guys came in late, make sure you go and rewatch this live. I'm going to put it on here. It's going to stay up on here forever, so y'all can just rewatch this and do your thing. All right? Where's my drum kits? The link is in the description. You can get it from my website, bolotheproducer.com. bolotheproducer.com. The link will be in the description. It will take you there to get my drum kits, okay? $10 a piece. They all sound good. Everybody loves my X Factor kit. That's the probably my highest selling kit. Between that and the 2020 kit and no limitations, and that Buffs kit is really, really, really coming up there really good. Okay. The hip hop kit is doing good, but I do mostly a lot of people that deal with me deal with like trap and stuff like that. So, but go ahead and get my kits. I will see you guys tomorrow on Twitch. So y'all follow me on Twitch. Please go follow me on Twitch. New kit is probably gonna be dropping in May. Well, it is May. Oh Jesus. I don't know. Next couple weeks to maybe a month. Okay. So it's coming soon. So y'all make sure y'all follow me on Twitch. Y'all follow me on Twitch so we can go ahead and y'all can see some cook-ups on Twitch. I'm doing a lot of stuff with the MPC SE. Okay, so we got a lot of stuff going on, and I'll be back on the keyboards and stuff like that as well. So y'all go and follow me on there. Follow me on Twitch. Hit that link in the description, and let's get to it. So I appreciate everybody coming on here. I hope you guys, yeah, it was a light flex. It was a light flex. I appreciate you guys. Hope you guys learned something from it. If you have any questions, let me know. I'll make more videos about it, and we'll try to, try to inform you as much as possible. So thank you guys so much, and like I always say, peace out.